One of the biggest obstacles to planning for retirement is understanding how much you'll spend when you get there. Going through bank statements and creating a budget is not a fun task. If there was only an easy button to start the process. Turns out there might be. We'll look at Fidelity's 70% rule next. Hello, welcome back to Wealth Wednesday, our bi-weekly show that helps you make better decisions about money and finance in your life. You can find more about us on our YouTube channel, that is at Commonwealth Financial, and you can find us on the web at cfswb.com. Today, I'm joined by Nikki Ludy. She's a certified financial planner pro in Woodsfield, Ohio. In our last episode, Nikki, we covered Fidelity's 45% rule, which comes from this 70% guideline, and that's what we're going to look at today. And before we get into the math, how important is understanding the spending component of your retirement?
Well, Neil, your expenses are the number one priority because as an advisor, we can't help you know what to save until we know what you spend. So it's the crucial part of the plan that a lot of clients, unfortunately, don't understand. That's what all of this stems from. Once we know your expenses, we can help you build out a plan of how much you actually need to save. And it's the biggest factor in your long-term success in setting up your financial plan. It's really hard for people, I feel like, to project what they will need to spend in retirement, because if you're in your 20s or 30s, obviously you probably don't know what you're going to spend in your 60s or 70s. But it really is a way for us to kind of project out what things will look like and how much you're going to spend down your accounts in retirement.
Exactly. And that's when I look at something like this 70% rule. It kind of makes sense as a starting point. So the guideline says to estimate how much you're going to spend, and you take 70% of your gross pay. So let's look at some math. We're going to put some graphics up here on your screen. We've got various levels of income here, and we're backing out things like Social Security, Medicare, a 401k contribution, and oftentimes people have deductions for health insurance in their pay as well. And depending on how much you make, you can see that your take-home pay is going to vary somewhere between 70 and 80% of your gross pay. So that 70% guideline can be a useful guideline, at least to have a starting point. You're going to find other deductions in your paycheck as well that will impact that. But the key thing that you want to remember is the more you make, the higher the percentage you should use. Nikki, it's a great starting point. How do we tie this into longer term planning?
Well, I think, this is just a starting point for us to help, again, project out for setting you up for long-term success, allowing you to take out what you are saving. That's kind of the easy part, but really knowing what you're spending. If you're not consistently saving a specific dollar amount each year, then it really just boils down to the expenses and where the money is going otherwise, and trying to figure out, if you don't have enough saved, what you need to set aside, if you need to increase savings or if you are on track. The long-term success, again, is all stemmed on that, even though you save and save and save as in your younger years. As you get closer to those years, we need a starting point to project what's going to be drawn down, less the Social Security and other income sources that you have, just like you outlined.
Yes. And the key thing here is this is a starting point, right? We're not trying to use this as a hard, fast number, because we know your life's going to change. We know things are going to evolve throughout the course of your working life. I mean, we got to deal with things like lifestyle creep and kids graduating. You're going to pay off your mortgage at some point in time, which has an impact on that. But it helps us eliminate some of the inertia that comes with planning when you get that deer in the headlights stare from a client when you go, well, how much do you think you're going to spend? I'm 52. I don't know what I'm going to spend when I'm 65, but this gives me a good guideline that I can use to kind of start to zero in on a number so I can figure that out. Nikki, your final thoughts today?
The only other thoughts I have are, I think too, it's very important for clients. I mean, it's very easy for an advisor to look at someone's financial situation, and if you don't have that emergency fund set aside, and there's very little to draw from, we can very easily tell when someone is overspending, which also is another, when you talk about lifestyle creep and, as jobs change, incomes go up, spending typically goes up. making sure that you have funds set aside so that you're not spending every dollar that comes in on a month-to-month basis.
Very good. And thanks for joining me today here on this. It's a very important topic. If you would like to learn more about how we can help you plan for what's coming ahead, and you can reach out to someone like Nikki or myself, and you can find us cfswb.com. If you like this content, please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Have a great week.